Hello dear YouTuber friends, and I do hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video. This is a review and overview of the JP Logistics Cessna 152, an absolutely free freeware module that you can get if you own Microsoft Flight Sim on the PC version for now. It may come to Xbox. I'll be discussing that in this video. So in this video I'll be giving you an overview of some of the features of this fantastic looking and sounding aircraft. I'll also be showing you how it is feature packed and nothing like we've seen before in Microsoft Flight Sim for the Cessna 152. There's also one little issue that I found with it, and I'll be showing you how you can get this for yourself. Okay, so let's not dilly-dally. Let's get on with this video. So here we are at London City Airport, or as it's become known in our group as Huddison International Airport, just at one of the stands here in external view. As you can see, I've got the door open in the Cessna 152. Now, a lot of the default aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim look great. This just has a more realistic look and spit and polish to it, I found. So it looks and feels like a proper 152. So externally it looks great, and as you can see, I've got the door open there even as well. Let's pop inside the aircraft internally. You'll notice the difference straight away between the default 152 and the JP Logistics that I'm using here. A bit more spit and polish, looks a bit more realistic, doesn't it? Obviously got all the engines off at the moment, but there you go. And even when you're flying, you looking out the back there, got a great view. I believe you can have different versions with this as well. Does look great. One of the great benefits with this though, and before I talk about that, let me just show you something on screen. This is from Flight Simulator X, the AccuSim Cessna 172 trainer by A2A Simulations. Something I loved in Flight Simulator X, it was a living, breathing Cessna 172. If you're flying around, you're revving your engine too much, you might foul your spark plugs in that aircraft. Land too harshly, your undercarriage and wheels might be in rough shape. If you took it to the hangar and did nothing to it, you could find that when you next come to take off, you might have a bit of an accident, or in the air you might have a bit of an accident. It was essentially whatever state you left your Cessna 172 in, whatever damage you did to it would stay until you fixed it in the hangar. It was a living, breathing, like I said, Cessna 172, and I've always wished something like that would come to Microsoft Flight Sim. Okay, let's take it off screen. Well, now let's get back inside that aircraft. We have something akin to that. You get a little iPad here. Let me give you a closer view of that. You can have something called state saving. Let's turn it off for a second. Back on. State saving enabled. Whatever state so you go up and fly, whatever state you leave this 152 in, with that state saving enabled, it's going to be within the same state. So things like your oil quantity. Now I believe that you can click this and it will fill it back up. I won't do it. I believe it's on 7 when you fill it. I've been flying around a bit, so it's on 6.9 at the moment. I'll keep flying around. Engine health, when you first get this aircraft, it's on something like 7.8. I clicked that, it took it back to 100%. I'm going to keep flying around to see the degradation of what happens in the aircraft. It's absolutely an ingenious move by JP Logistics. You can even have things like an autopilot. There you go, I'll be showing you this later. in your Cessna 152 here. Distant measuring equipment as well, ADFs, that type of thing, transponders, and show the EGT, exhaust gas temperature. It's always a difficult thing to do in a lot of Cessna 152s, but now you can have it here. This will essentially be when you're getting up to altitude, a certain altitude. You want to adjust your mixture so that you've got the best EGT reading, and it will give you basically the best cruise setting for the mixture so that you're not burning fuel too much, that type of thing. I'll be showing you that in a future Back to Basics video, hopefully soon. Now I've mentioned it. Showed you the maintenance tab there. Settings. Now I showed you it's state saving, so if you enable it, you'll leave it in the same state as you left it. Realism, make it more realistic. You can even do things like, let's just come out a bit, show you pilot, which I don't recommend because then you can't see much. Now am I able to turn this back off again? Let's disable that show pilot. Oh, as you can see, at the moment, I don't have a co-pilot next to me. Let's show the co-pilot. There you go. So you can have a pretty lady who's very, very close to you there if you turn it on. I like it turned off because I get a more visual representation of where I am in the air. And there's other things. Cold and dark here. Let's put the engine cover on. The left chocks, right chocks, and pilot cover as well. Pop outside so you can see all them are on now. There's the engine cover and the chocks. So there's a lot to this aircraft. Of course, let's get back in. You can adjust the weights and goodness knows what. Absolutely brilliant. Let's just remove all these. I'm going to shut up yapping now and let you listen to the sound of this. The sound. What I'll do, I'll start the aircraft up. I'll just press this one here, ready for flight. I'll taxi to the runway with the window open. Even take off to let you listen to the marvellous sounds of this aircraft.
Clear!
So let's talk about now where to get the JP Logistics 152. It's actually a question this chap asked in the Flight Simulator forums, and they pointed them to this page, which is this page here. And in this page, they're saying join the Discord. If you haven't joined Discord generally, go and join our Discord. It's where we can do community flights and chat to each other. But just follow the link through, join the Discord. You get to a welcome page, and it will just say, you know, be polite to other people. If you agree to that, you can get into their Discord. Go to their official download channel, and here's where you'll get it from. It's a Google Drive doc. Don't worry about it. It's a zip file. I scanned it for viruses, and obviously they're advertising this is the official place to get it, so you're not going to get a virus from this. And there's alternate links here, but I've got this top one. When you get it, I'm not going to do a mod tutorial in this video. I'll link one down below for you in the description. But my flight simulator is on my A drive. I've got the Steam version, Steam library, Steam apps, common, Microsoft Flight Sim. And there's my community folder. Unzip the file into your community folder. Make sure that you've got this top file. This is the only thing I'm going to tell you about this specific mod. I'm not going to go into an in-depth discussion about mods. But make sure that this top file here, so JP Logistics Aircraft Cessna 152, contains these files, the bulk of the files. Don't have it in a double folder structure. So you'll have to click in one folder, then click into another. No, make sure the top folder's in your community mods with all these files. And then you should have the JP Logistics Aircraft 152. Okay, let's get back to the sim. And so there you go. Once you have the aircraft, of course, you can get up and fly it. Now, currently, I want to show you something. I've actually got it in autopilot mode. Let me show you a bit of that. When you first start the aircraft off, the HPA, I'll talk about that in a future Back to Basics video as well. But it'll be flashing. Just press your barrel key. Then you can select your autopilot assigned altitude. And I've actually got it in heading mode. And here's the heading bug down here, that red part. Red dot here. So using the Velocity 1 flight stick with my settings, I'll link one of my settings video down below for you in the description. I can move my H1 so it will follow my heading bug, follow my commands basically. So there you go. I'll just fly around for a bit and put it back into manual. Actually, let's take it off autopilot, for goodness sake. This is one of the finest Cessna 152s I've flown in any simulator to date. I've always enjoyed Microsoft Flight Sim, especially the Cessna 172, so the GA aircraft. When I was flying X-Plane though, X-Plane 11, it just felt a little bit more authentic. Now, with this addition, simply one of the best Cessna 152s. In terms of feeling authentic, the authenticness is fantastic in this one. Loving it. So I'm in manual control. Stick it back on autopilot. And move my heading bug round to the left here. Oh, heading mode. There we go. Didn't have it in heading mode, just using buttons on my Velocity 1 flight stick to put it into heading mode. And we can come back round to London City. One of the issues, let's talk about that. The only issue I've really found with this aircraft, I'll link our recent community flight down below in the description as well. During that flight, I was getting very jerky frame rates, or very jerky movements. Go and watch that video. Fantastic video to watch regardless. Fantastic community flight led by Soapy, David. I was just getting very jerky frame rates. It could have just been too much of a load for Flight Sim. I was running OBS, live streaming at the same time. I've been flying for the past couple of hours. I've not had that jerky frame rate since. So I don't know, it just seems to put a bit of a load on the sim, would be the best way to say it. Hopefully there's going to be more iterations of this coming up. As we're coming back towards London City, I'm going to take it back off autopilot, take control myself. It's just lovely to fly. Chaps, if you haven't tried this, give it a try. Xbox owners, I'll talk about this right at the very end. I'll mention something right at the very end. Should I talk about it now? Why keep you in suspense? I do feel Asobo will be wise to replace their default 152 with this aircraft. So going forward, I'll at least put this on the marketplace. And if it comes on the marketplace, hopefully for free, it's free at the moment, Xbox owners, you will probably get this as well. I've heard nothing about it coming to Xbox yet. But if my suspicions are correct, this will either replace or just be put on the marketplace as a free variant of the 152, and then you'll find it coming to Xbox as well. So watch out for that. And I really hope it does. Everybody should get a chance to fly this fantastic aircraft. Fantastic feeling. I want to show you the landing, because if you come in too fast and you're braking, you could end up zipping off the end of the runway. So make sure you're at near stall speed when landing, because it's a zippy little bugger. That's all I'll say about this. You don't need much throttle, especially when you're taxiing as well. When it comes to taxiing, just a little bit of throttle, otherwise you'll end up swerving all over the place. Okay, let's just line up properly here, Hudson. There we go. You'll notice I've not got live servers on, just because I wanted to show concentrate your own concentrations, or focus your own concentration on the aircraft itself. Isn't it a wonderful looking aircraft? I'll go into my landing zone trance here. I love landing aircrafts in Microsoft Flight Sim especially. This one's a little bit more authentic feeling, like I said. So just pay a little bit more close attention when you're coming into land. Just watch my speed there. I'm at a good speed, 60 knots. A little bit low on the pappy lights, but you know what? I'll take this. And as I make the runway, well, let's get lined up with it. As I make the runway, I shall decrease my throttle, so around about there. And let's just float it. Oh, what a beautiful aircraft. What a beauty. Okay, and what I want to do here, I'll make the next turning. I'll taxiway. I'll come in, let's just line up with whatever's ahead with us here, whatever stands ahead with us. Gonna put it back to the main menu and show you how that save state works. Let's just test what's happened, let's just see what's happened in terms of oil maybe, or even engine condition. See if that's changed. So, okay, I'm not lined up with the stand, doesn't matter. Stands just to the left of me, I'll take that. Put my flaps up. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, let's just bring our iPad up. Get iPad, and I'll just put it in cold and dark. Could have done that manually. While we're here, let's just zoom into that iPad. Maintenance. Yeah, there you go. Engine health, 99%. Okay, let's go back to the main menu. Continue. Whatever state you leave your aircraft in when you exit. Now I can restart Flight Sim and it'll do the same thing. I won't restart Flight Sim. I will go to the world map. I'll put us on a different stand. Set as departure, that will do. Fly. With the recent sim update, this should just take a moment. There you go, it's zipping by, isn't it? Zipping by until we get to a point where it's not. Come on, usually it's just zippy, zippy, zippy. I wonder why this is. Looks amazing. That screenshot. Very nice. Anybody know? Let me know down in the description. Lovely scenery. Now, yeah, there we go. I was going to say, normally it's very zippy. It took a little bit longer. There we go. Zoom into that iPad.
State restored.
State restored. There you go. Engine health 99%. Oil 6.9. So you can keep flying around and get that lower. Let's just get to exterior. Let's put our chocks on. And engine cover and pilot cover. Get outside. My goodness, if you're on PC, Microsoft Flight Sim, don't hesitate. Get this, try it. It's my favourite GA aircraft I've ever flown. And that's a lot to say. Okay, let me know your thoughts on the video. Give it a like. If you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more. And I'll see you soon.